Yes. Yes, y'all. In effect, y'all. To the beach, y'all. What's going on? You know what this is. Somebody already said the magic words. Is it Thursday yet? Welcome back. Welcome back to group. Thanks everybody for coming on time. We don't validate parking, so park at your own risk. But if you always park right out front where the meter's always broke, there's a shopping bag over the meter. They don't ever ticket, so don't worry about it. Ah, everybody's hype. Yo, what up, Clean? We got the crews in effect. What up, Bill? JRD, Jim, El Jamal, Fletch. I see you guys. I see these superstars in here. It's a whole lot of superstars up in here tonight. Yes. Welcome back to group therapy with your yeah, what up, Paul Pate? Paul Pate, what up, Paul Pate? That's right. In true Philly fashion, no savesies. Hashtag no savesies. As the weather changes and the leaves fall, we start to remember it may be time to start sharpening your shovels, getting a hobby horse or a lawn chair to put out in front of your spot. No savesies in Philly, y'all. It's group. Yo, what up to the Ringo dynasties in the building? Hello, what up, Matt? Suze, rock and roll Reverend Kevin Scrapple. That's right. Let me get this off. Let me get this joint off the screen. You know who it is, Suze. And let's start it off early, guys. I know you want it. That's right, Suze Pose. Yo, what up, Big Joe? Sip of coffee for Big Joe. That's right. Bill knows you know better than to move the homemade spot holders on snow days. Don't you do it. Don't you do it, especially in Philadelphia, live without a DJ. And it's been that way since Sergio Valente. Don't do it. You know what they said. You learned this at the beginning of the year. Gritty told you F around and find out. That's real rap. That's MTV. That's real rap, son. JRD, you trying to pervert my new nickname? Come on, bruh. Um, I'm not ready for the winter. I am not a summer. I'm a fall. We already established this. I'm a fall guy like Colt Seavers. Love the autumn. That's my power season. Paul Pate says, "Hey, I saw your friend got his book banned. Can't think of his name right now. Might be old news too. You can't think of his name. You mean Jerry Kraft? Jerry Kraft is on the show every week. Newbery Medal award winning Jerry Kraft, who may be watching at this very moment. Jerry Kraft, New York Times bestseller. Jerry Kraft, first first base Jerry Kraft, second base Jerry Kraft, shortstop Jerry Kraft. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that happened, but it unhappened. And I don't know if you were checking my feed earlier in the week, but Jerry was on CNN talking about just that very thing. And he spoke with grace and eloquence. That's hashtag Black Excellence. That's who I roll with. That's my crew. As remember, you surround yourself with people who win, right? What did JC say? Winners win and losers lose, yo. So yes. Jerry Kraft. I'm gonna summon him like Candyman. Somebody's gotta say his name one more time. JRD says about winter. Yeah, winter did kind of slam into us. Yeah. And it's crazy, man. It's been like, I guess it's unseasonably warm, but I mean, I've been feeling like the last couple of autumns, it's been super hot. Like my world is parsed into semesters. Like my brain works on a college schedule. And, August, September, and September is like the beginning of the school year. And it's like orientations happening and students are coming back to campus. And it shouldn't be butt sweat hot outside, right? It should be crisp, got a little, what I mean, a little layup on. But nah, man, it's been mad hot. But not this year. It felt like autumn. Like Halloween was a perfect evening. Like the crunchy come on, bro. You got your pumpkin latte. It was perfect. But I think we're gonna have a bad winter. That's just what I'm thinking. Matt, on the topic of safe seas, hashtag no safe seas. I'm just gonna have to put that in the thing real quick. Hold on a second. No, that's not it. That's the old one. No safe seas. I can't spell. There you go. Um, Matt just asked, do cones and lawn chairs really work in Pennsylvania? In Richmond, they'd steal that sucker and park right in the spot. No, because the Wild West rules of Philly are, yeah, you can move it, yeah, you can park there, but you don't want to know what your car is going to look like when you come back out to it. There was this one of my favorite images. I can't remember. Some people take pictures of wild street shit all season long in the snow in like the neighborhoods, especially like the really tight Philly neighborhoods like South Philly where there's no parking. And people have learned how to strategically park with two wheels on the curb just because the street is so narrow. Or in Manayunk, which is just a giant slalom. And I don't you should get a medal for knowing how to parallel park on an icy hill facing facing down. There was a sign that was stuck in the snow next to somebody's safe spot. I think there was a reclining, like folding chairs or two folding chairs, and it says, "I dug out this spot. I put my shit here. I dare you to park here. When you come back, I'm going to break your effing windows. Have a nice day." Smiley face. So, yeah, if you want to incite violence in your neighborhood, go ahead. Let's see what happens. Jared D says about his Jerry Kraft CNN appearance. Was Jerry on more than once? His appearance that I saw was really short. No, he was kind of the cleaner. He came in at the very end. He was on for like a hot minute. So, but yeah, he was on there. I think he made a snippet out of it. You can probably find it somewhere. JRD name dropping. It's still full Craig Rousseau weather at the moment for another day or two. And Rousseau weather is what cargo shorts, white socks, and I guess like trek shoes, right? Like hikers. That's Rousseau's style, right? What up, Bill? Bill Donald says, Matt in Jersey City or Bayonne. If you move the chair or cone and park there, guaranteed keying. It's like I want to see you in a Kia. Now, when I see you, I'm going to key you. You see how I did that? It was like one of my favorite hood shirts from the '90s when the WB was hot. Remember the Warner Brothers studio store? Somebody was selling this shirt on the corner, and it was the WB badge, and it says WB. I can't even do it. WB, y'all know what it is. If you see the cops, Warner Brother. Oh shit. I love it. Yeah, Clean, the crunchy leaves. Clean, where you been? I missed you for like a month. You haven't been blessing the JNN. I haven't seen you on the Jamar Nicholas Network. You know the JNN. Coffee break with JN, pencil to pencil. It ain't hard to tell. And more, whatever your heart desires. I haven't seen you clean. I hope everything's good. Matt says, need a butt sweat hot coffee mug. JRD, who's in charge of my R&D, get on that. Get on that, JRD. That's what happens at coffee break. We make trends, yo. Jim Luhan says the world wants to know, what did Jamar have for dinner tonight? I had a very nice home cooked meal. I had smothered chicken, um, a potato medley, like those like multicolored little potatoes, and broccoli and cauliflower. A very very healthy meal. Well, thanks for asking, Jim. If you asked me the other day, it might not have been the same answer. I had a fantastic hoagie, and it was probably like a week or two ago. Remember, Suze? I think I texted you a picture of it, and you were like, "Yo, I'm gonna put Vaseline on my face and fight a girl for that." This hoagie was fantastic. It was like I could have put it in a bassinet and like rocked it to sleep. That's how big this sandwich was. And you know it's not good for you, but it was delicious. And I don't know if you guys know about hoagie commitment or cheesesteak commitment or whatever. I'm not even going to count Subway or those places. That's a violation. But you got to get a nice around the way, top of the block pizza joint sandwich where my man's just like dropping an elbow on your sandwich, and they cut it in half. And when you get it home and you open that up and you're like, oh, you know, 2/3 in on that first half, if you're going to eat the second half, and we all go into this with the best intentions, you know what? I'm going to be good. I'm going to wrap up the other half and put that joint in the fridge. I'll have it for lunch. That's what we tell ourselves. I'll eat it later. If you can get past that threshold and not just go, yo, I just got to eat this right now, and you pay for it later. It'll be like 11 o'clock. I'm going in that fridge, yo. I got to do it. I'd like to hear about if can when you get a giant sub or hero or sandwich or grinder or whatever the hell you people eat, can you eat the whole thing? Should you eat the well, I guess those are two separate questions. Do you have the inner strength to not eat the entire thing at one time? Sound off. Colleen says, no savesies. Cones move means your tires get slashed or your neighbor buries your car. I keep telling y'all, what is it like the young girls on the corner be like, ooh, I told y'all. I told you. I told you he wasn't playing, yo. Should have listened. Yeah, Joe knows. But let's not invoke the winter yet. We still have a couple more weeks of nice crisp weather. Yeah, this is fun. We could talk about this. In what was it, the mid 90s, mid to late 90s? I worked at the Warner Brothers studio store at the mall, and I had I was looking for a change. This is funny. Like now in hindsight, history was not kind to the Warner Brothers stores, but Disney was killing it. The Disney stores were raking in money hand over fist at the mall. And some genius at the WB, like in the middle of that WB resurgence when like Pinky and the Brain was hot and Animaniacs was hot and Batman was pumping and like everything was just they kept rolling 20s. Haha. Sip of coffee for Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, hold on. You see what this is? The coffee hound has returned. Um, somebody was like, "Yo, we need to open retail outlets," and I was looking for a change in my little thing. I had my job at the college, and I was in. I think I was. I can't remember if I was still in school then. And I was like, "Yo, I gotta get out of this job. Yo, I'm gonna be a gallery assistant. I could They called it something else. When I applied for this job, it was in a newspaper. I had to go before the store opened on like a cattle shoot cast and call thing to go get a job at the store at the mall. And this was kind of like, I can't say it was the first, but if you think about the Hollisters and American Eagles and these mall experiences, like if you knew young people or you were young at that point and you went into a Hollister and it was like a maze and it was dark and it was like jungle music and it was an experience. That was Warner Brothers Studio Stores was one of those things where they wanted you to go in and kind of just get lost in this universe for 45 minutes. So they made this really big deal about this new thing, and it wasn't retail. I was in gallery sales. So in the back of Warner Brothers Studio Stores, they had the animation gallery. Remember that racket? Remember what everybody had was buying itchy and scratchy cells? You would buy a original cell from an animated feature and then frame it and somebody signed it and you put it on your wall, and I think it was tradable goods for a while. So I was like, yo, I have an animation background. I know how to shoot the shot. I know how to run my mouth. That's perfect. So I get this job and I immediately realize that they're never going to let me shine at the Warner Brothers Studio store. So they had this racket where the everybody else who worked in the store, you were just like a straight sales. You were like folding Wacko and Dot t-shirts, or you worked the jewelry case at the in the middle of the store for as they had like really high end items. Like it was basically like doctors and lawyers buying like Taz polos with the embroidered John on the chest. And in the back, they were doing like $1,000 transactions off of that. So it was serious for a minute. I knew the names of all the local buyers in the region. They would do like trade and barter with other stores. My manager, the gallery manager, wasn't even the manager of the store. It was the gallery manager. Would be like, "Yo, we got our number one dude who's buying in Cherry Hill. He's coming over for this for this Pepe Le Pew. Jamar, wrap that up real nice for him. He's coming over. Yes, sir." In the hopes of sniffing a commission. And I don't think I ever made commission because it was all about positioning. Like there was already a hookup where the managers knew all the big dealers and would make their own little side deals or make sure, hey, you come in on Saturday at 5 o'clock. That's when I'll be there. It was all very strategic. So by the time I showed up, like on a Thursday at 7:30, ain't nobody buying anything back there. So you had to clear like X amount of sales in the gallery per week to sniff a commission. And if you were like a penny short, you got no commission. So anyway, I could go on and on about that place. It was a very interesting thing. And then once in a while, the Disney kids would walk by because the Disney store was on the bottom floor, and they'd come by and they're like varsity jackets sneering in the window. That's so good. Clean, you've been working. I feel you, sweetie. Suze, I see your ID. I'll get to you. Bill says, "Oh man, the WB stores, so many animation sales for." Yeah, that was me. I was back in there. Yo, they got to join the Patreon for that, bro. Butt sweat hot. Big Joe says, "Need a T-shirt with a fake sweat track down the back to the butt crack." Yo, that's gross. Yo, Brad, what up, brother? Thank you. How are you, my friend? That's so funny. Oh, so we're at Hoagie's. I'm sorry about my rail about Warner Brothers. Big Joe says Caprati's large turkey with crushed hot peppers. Ooh, that might get the Banderas gift. That sounds delicious. Yeah, you know what I mean. That's where we say, oh, they put their foot in that, and it's not literally putting your foot in the sand. You're making something with love. That's dropping an elbow in your sandwich. Bill answered my question. The only one that answered it. Bill says, "Oh hell no, that thing don't last the night. That hoagie is dunzo." That's right. You put a hurting on that. You put a stamp on it. Sue says giant subs going down will not last 3 hours. Bros, what up, Bros? Bros says, should I? Nah. Do I? It's like the Drake. So funny. You guys are funny. Paul Pate says, I can and I should the whole sandwich. Yeah, who's eating half a sandwich, bro? Come on. Clean, so analytical. Clean says it's never as good later. You got to just dive in. If I know it's going to be huge, I plan to share with my dude. Remove the temptation of regrets. You see the tattoo, no regrets. Oh, Matt says about the WB store, we bought all their Iron Giant stuff. I had a really cool. Yeah, Joe's got his Taz G jacket. I had the only thing I have left from that place that I never got rid of. They had vinyl PVC. Is that redundant? I had a bunch of the PVC characters. The big scuttlebutt at the time was when they brought out the giant. Okay, guys, in the Warner Brothers canon, what is the giant orange monster that Bugs Bunny does his nails in the castle? What is his name? So when that came out, people were like, "Yo, that's not his name. His name was this," and people were like almost fighting in the streets about it. But corporate said this is what this thing's name was. I think I had him. I had Muggsy the gangster, like the little dude with the really tall hat. Shut up. I'm shutting up, boys. Button your lip. And I had the Animaniacs. I had Wacko, Yakko, and Dot. We love the Animaniacs. It was so good. And I know they just brought it back or something, but I'm not interested. Coffee Hound. Wow, I'm back so far. Yo, what up, Joel? Good to see you, brother. That Rob Granito guy, I remember him. Sip of coffee for Voldemort. That's what we called that dude on Comic Book Diner. That guy put a huge line down the middle of comic book conventioneering. Worked in a WB store and claimed it was WB Animation proper. Didn't he? Was that the story? I never heard that story, Joel. Chip says, shout out to all the lovely ladies at Contempo. Hey, it's all right. That's water to the bridge. He didn't make me lose money. One thing to Jim's point, if you've ever worked at the mall, put a 1 in the chat. Let me see those ones. Once you get a mall job, it's real easy to get a mall job. If you don't work at the mall, it's real hard to work in the mall. And this is like young people stuff. But I remember, like I think I said this a long time ago, one of my biggest things as a young adult, young teenager was I wanted to work at the Gap. The Gap was like the sexiest job as a kid that wasn't drug dealing. And I guess I wasn't cool enough to work at the Gap. They were like, no thanks. I was like, what? You don't like my high top fade and my African medallion? What's wrong with y'all? Don't you know quality when you see it? But once you start working at the mall, it's easy to walk down the food court and get another job. Like I knew this one cat that worked at the WB had like 4 other jobs at the mall. When he wasn't working his shift at WB, he was in the food court, and then he worked in the at a kiosk. like selling incense with the T at the end, not incense, incense. Yeah. Oh, and shout out to my man Stephen Petrovelli, who's got an amazing indie comic called Retail. That's one of the titles where it's like, oh man, I wish I thought of that. Go check it out. That's exactly what that was. It was real. Yes, yes, Gossamer. Yeah. Look at you guys. I'm not calling you Gossamer. Yeah, I think everybody needs to work retail. It's real. Yeah, look at those mall rats. I love it. Yo, I see you with the LB casual corner buying selling separates. My first yo, I would have cleaned up at the Gap, yo. And that was the lay. You used to walk around with your blue drawstring Gap shopping bag. That was your backpack in junior year of high school. Yeah, Bill said try shit. Try getting a job at A&F, crashed and burned so bad. Yeah, man, you I think you gotta I don't know. You need a letter cool recommendations to work at A&F. Um Clean's got to buck the system. Clean said zero. I was in the barista service pipeline. It was practice for my current title, RN, refreshments and narcotics. I love it. All right, I got to get to this ID. There's so many comments in here. What up, Bross? Bross says I worked on the boardwalk in high school, closest I've come to working at the mall. I think that counts. Aeropostale. What are places I wanted to work? I wanted to work. I'm showing my age. I wanted to work at the Gap. Never did it. I always wanted to work in a record store. I never had the chance to work in a record store. I also never applied, but I thought it would be cool to work at Tower. Like it just seemed like the cool kids always worked at a record store. Um, well, my second job, I worked at a video store. So I worked at West Coast Video. And I have so many stories about the video store. It's probably one of my favorite young person jobs, where I was confronted with a lot of suburban uh, mid '80s racism. That's real shit. It's not like the new stuff, you know. Like you'd have to go outside after your shift was over and fist fight a bunch of kids wearing Z Cavaricci pants and frosted tips and cuffed pants. That's not a good look. We're hanging tough for real. Did I tell you my Seth story? I'm not going to talk about him in public, but yeah, I like maybe 2 degrees of separation from Seth. Yo, it was real. Matt says I worked in a newsstand and got free comics. That was such a good gig. A kid came in to buy cigarettes and showed me a warrant for his arrest as proof of age. So you were buying like dirty magazines at the newsstand, Matt. You were like had a fresh copy of Ooey that you jammed in your backpack. Ruckus Stowe. Yeah, I still have my Most Def and Talib Kweli or Black Star CD with a lifetime guarantee at the wall. The wall doesn't exist anymore. Oh, wall to wall sound for about 3 months back in the late '80s. LPs, CDs, and movie rentals. Joe, you like CDs? That's what's up. Bill, oh, you know what? Oh, we did talk about this. Yeah, I worked at I guess, West Coast Video wasn't a mom and pop. It was a franchised business. But I worked for this family this couple, this husband and wife, that owned 2 or 3 stores. I worked at Blockbuster on and off. That job was fun. We wrote so much shit on your membership notes. I bet I bet just all types of spicy stuff because we were like nice kids at ours. We didn't really write on people, but there was always some jackass. I already talked about this. There was always the guy that would show up. We close at 10. It's 10:03, and and Valerie's already vacuuming the floor, and he's like, boom, 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 boom. Yo, boom, 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 boom. Yo, drop it in the thing. Yo, it's 10 o'clock. No, fam, you missed it. Records out. What do you mean you're out of a new Disney movie? It's 8:30 on Christmas Eve. Bruh, it's gone. Can you sweep this? All right, you guys, let's do an ID. That was fun. You're watching Coffee Break with JN, with your boy, JN Jamar Nicholas is my government, also known as the ambassador of Philadelphia. Well, hello. Johnny Carson in some circles. Here's my new favorite. You ready for it? Kevin Scrapple, because bacon was taken. Woo! What happens here? Well, you get to hang out with me and my caffeines. You know who you are, you caffeines. Friends and regulars, not decaf, of Coffee Break with JN. Well, what happens here is you get to watch me, cartoonist. That's right, I draw pictures too. Did you know that? You get to watch me drink coffee and run my mouth. And when I'm out of coffee, video over. Hang out with me. Why don't you? What's up, Jerry Kraft? Jerry Kraft, I just spoke you into existence. I think you owe me points at this point, my man. How are you, sir? Bill O'Donnell, sip of coffee for the retail heroes. A sip of coffee for Kenny, who got fired during the seasonal crush. They caught him stealing Hummels in the Hallmark store. Poor Kenny. Sip of coffee for my man Orlando, who just got a job with seasonal. The payoff of his motorcycle, that was real. Yo, Orlando, man, what's good, man? It's like, yo, bro, man, I'm just trying to get these hours, man. I'm trying to pay off my bike. As soon as he got enough money, he paid off his bike. He quit. That's right, JRT. And if you're a Patriot, you can watch me eat breakfast on Mondays too. That's right. That sounds a lot more like gross than it really is. But yeah, you can tune in for my Monday morning constitutional, where you get to hang out with me in the breakfast nook. If you're interested in that, thanks, JRD. Become a patron today. For the price of a cup of coffee, for the price of a hoagie, a turkey hoagie with roasted peppers, you become a patron of mine. Just go to www.patreon.com/Jamar Nicholas. Somebody's always trying to text me during coffee break. You know I'm on air. I'm live, baby, live. That's right. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I mean, since the pandemic that's had to have changed, right? And people just spend so much money buying stuff online. You need to be a special type of person to be like sitting out in a parking lot at 4 a.m. to get like uh, a off-brand television. And this is something that I found out, and some of you guys who were some of the, I might have to call you guys the brain trust of Coffee Break. I have a really sneaky suspicion that these people make off-brand, kind of like knockoff of their own brand stuff, just to flood out during Black Friday and those type of mass sales. Have you ever tried to look up the serial number of the IDs on, like, I don't know, like I can't even think of a brand, like a Rise HD 1080i television 32-inch, but you can never really find that stuff, and this is because I think they make like really like things that are going to break the second if March 13th hits, and then you take it back, and it's just like, it's almost the same theory. This is a little different. Of if you've ever gone to a fast food joint during some sort of special, like, hey, it's three cheeseburgers for one at McDonald's, and that you're like, yo, I can't wait to get down with three cheeseburgers, and I do the Birdman gif for those specials, and you get there and you get your sack. Pause. And they're like the worst cheeseburgers you ever had. They're all like unkempt, and it's because they don't put the same care into it when they're trying to mass produce it. And I think you get the same kind of quality in a lot of that Black Friday stuff. So be careful. Even though it says it's a Ninja food chopper, what's the real like item number of that? I bet you it's not the normal joints. Let's discuss. Yo, what up, Oming? Sip of coffee for my man Mike Oming. How are you, brother? It's always good to see you. El Jamal, what's going on? You saying hello to Oming? See, JRD knows. JRD says never buy a TV from November through August. That's like never order lobster at a diner. Isn't that what that goes? Never order lobster at a diner. Stores are trying to move the good stuff in September, October to make room for the Black Friday cheap set. Yes. Yes. Matt says, my favorite is the 2-for-1 sales, but they double the price. Yo, that's what they call the okey doke. That's what I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. That's how they get you. All of those things people have said, that's how they get you. That's what I should name the podcast too. That's how they get you with Jamar Nicholas. Yo, right, this coffee break is jam-packed. It's full. There's a lot of superstars up in here. People politicking in the chat. People trading phone numbers, sliding in the DMs. That's the magic of coffee break. And thank you guys. We had a last week the energy was kind of low. The week before that I fell asleep. I feel asleep. And I got on late and we made it work. But I feel the energy's back. This is Suze, you know what this is? It's Tabernacle. That's what this is. Brad just got me. I ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe. That's right. Yeah, Oming, man, I'm gonna have to put you on camera. Jim Luhan, one of my favorite people in the world, says Oming in all caps. One of the best living comic book artists. Just saying, fire emoji. You feel that? You feel that? Paul Pate says Black Friday is the best day to stay home and draw. And yo, I'm just gonna like low key let it slide that we're talking about Black Friday anyway. It's like black ice and all that other shit. I'm very sensitive to that. Look at that, Mike. See, this is what happens when you show up for Jamar Nicholas Network programming. Everybody gets love in that group. Yeah, JRD. That's right. They call them doorbusters. Doorbuster deals. Do you really need to be fist fighting some lady in a pink leotard over a popcorn machine at 5:30 in the morning after Thanksgiving? No, really. You need to make better choices. This is not a good look. JRD says doorbusters are always cheap products or stuff chains overbought that they can't return. Right? So I mean, I get the allure of having this really like nice giant thing with a bow on it under your tree, and it's like, look, that Merry Christmas, whatever. But this just is cheap, yo. I don't know. I've done a lot of dumb things in my time, so I can't speak on it, and I'm not even speaking on what people can or cannot afford. But I just think some things. What do they say? If something's too good to be true, it probably is. There you go. Chris, what up, Chris Mariano? Sip of coffee for the leaping Mariano brothers, Chris and Mark. Chris says, one year we saw the madness of Black Friday sales. So the wife and I was waiting outside to get in. The cop outside was asking, what store did you want to go to? I told him I wanted to go to Walk and Roll in the food court for the 2-for-1 egg roll deal. He's confusing people, Chris. That's hilarious. Yeah, Joe, never understood the camping out thing. I get it. And I think did somebody just do this little test in New York? Like there's the allure of getting online, and that's a very New York phrase. Not logging onto your America Online account. Getting online means standing in line. Like, yo, we got to go to H&H for bagels. Yo, get online. I'm going to go up the street and I'll meet you. All right, bet. Get online. And there's this very New York thing where if you just go somewhere and just stand and somebody starts standing behind you, you'll create a line and nobody knows what you're waiting for. Obig says, I definitely learned you get what you pay for, especially electronics. Facts. Fletch says, if you are going to fight a woman in a pink leotard, then Black Friday is probably the best time to do it. Matt Warinko thumbs his nose at Black Friday, but every year I'm out there for those $6 Blu-rays, fam. I do wait for the crowds to do it. You want $6 Blu-rays? You go to the thrift store. People have been dumping so many dividends at the thrift. And on the curb, people do not want DVDs anymore. But Matt, I heard you like CDs. But yeah, you know what? I can't pass up a Blu-ray. Sometimes I had this thing because sometimes I'll hit the thrift stop because I like the thrift shop because I like game hunting. I'm a old school video game head, and I like to troll around in the thrift store to see if you can find a come up. But I have some rules about that. I'd never go to pawn shops. I don't like the energy that surrounds a pawn shop, and I feel like a pawn shop is full of defeated dreams, and I'm not going to buy somebody's defeated dream. That's just me. You like CDs? Joe says the only crazy thing we did like that was getting Daily Show tickets. Well, that's different. Or you get on the TKTS line and get some Broadway play joints. Cleans buck in the system, streaming all the way like the millennial you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. El Jamal says, my only Black Friday purchases are Rubbermaid containers from Walmart's Wally World in the building. Normally $21, but for $7, all on Black Friday. I show up at 1 p.m., slip in, grab 3, and I'm good. Yo, you're Gucci for 2 years. I love it. Bill says, online only next Friday. I worked at Target when the Xbox 360 came out. Old school fist fight, yeah. Jerry Kraft says, I watched The Gray on Blu-ray recently. I had forgotten how many times I had to pop out the disc, blow on a tray, and then wipe it with alcohol. Yeah, there's something about streaming. And also, have you guys noticed streaming has gotten so good? What happened to my color, washed out? Streaming has got so good. Remember when Netflix turned into a streaming service? Remember you get DVDs from Netflix? And the circle was always going, it was always buffering, it was always dialing the 88, 91, and you don't wait anymore. This stuff is so instant, crisp picture. We're getting spoiled, you guys. And if the thing stutters at all or shuts down, you're calling the cable company. Yeah, I remember that. I remember the Cabbage Patch Doll fights, the Beanie Baby fights, Tickle Me Elmo. There was blood in the streets. It was crazy. Joe says hard copy backup. If cared for, lasts a long time. Still have 30-year-old VHS tapes and machines at work. Yeah, but you know what? VHS is on a comeback because it's like, I guess that's like a hipster nostalgia thing, or it could be a post millennial thing who they have never had a VHS VCR before. That's fantastic. Yeah, VHS is the throwback. And if anybody's interested in a bunch of big case Disney VHS tapes, hit me up. I'm trying to get rid of those. Sue says Matt's wife is cheap and we only got 15 miles per hour download speed. We can't stream anything without buffering. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta upgrade your plan. Let me upgrade you. Yeah, Polaroids are back. And then here's also this: if you're a fan of classic material, some stuff's still not on streaming. Disney Scarecrow, Doctor Sin, where on Disney Plus. Right, and we were just talking about this last night on Pencil to Pencil with Mike and I had a fantastic chat with Dave Cooper. Sip of coffee for Dave Cooper. I hope you guys got to check out the podcast last night. Had a fantastic time, and it was really funny that it was one of those things where people like, oh, you do a podcast? Like people just came out of the woodwork for that one. So, but it was good. And we talked about the people of our generation sphere, whatever, are still like people who like physical media. I like books, and I will not. I like big books. I like a nice spine on my big books, and that's just it. I like physical stuff. When things are like on a digital bookshelf, I don't. I don't care the same. I do love Plex. Shout out to all my Plexers out there. You know who you are. There's Plexers. Um, and it's fun to have all that choice, but sometimes you could freeze up with too much choice. I'm going to do another ID. Then we're going to have to start wrapping this up, you guys. Clean says it's in the vault. The slow release is the same business model Disney's always had. They've got content, but swap it out periodically. Bill says square bound, yeah or nay. No, I enjoy Square Biz, baby. Shout out to Tina Marie. Coffee check. Oh, bro, you didn't want that. You didn't want that. All right, let me get to John. You know the Drake reverse started from the top. Now we here. All right, we started off at the brim. Remember brim? Was that pseudo coffee like Senka? Fill it to the rim with brim. You'll never see the villain in no gym. Shout out to MF Doom. Um, all right, so we're gonna check the coffee hound. We started at 100 at a bean. We are Denzel gift. Yeah, and I actually doubled up. I put some more Joe in this because I knew you gotta respect the coffee hound mug. Where I don't like I showed you this before. I don't know if you can see it. There's levels to this. Coffee hound, coffee lover, half cupper. Here comes a half cupper, murderer. He's a lyrical gangster. Weak sister, kid stuff. Come on, bro. You can't put kid stuff in the coffee hound mug. Yeah, that's what's up. Sip of coffee for Omi, having coffee with me. Yo, Joe, just name check the Zune. Dude, learn the lesson of the Zune. It can go away. You're only you're only renting books. Damn, that's real rap. JRD says I have several long boxes of trades I'm trying to get rid of. Shifting to digital for a lot of my collection. I appreciate physical, but no room. Cal got taken away. Clean having cold brew. What's your favorite cold brew? Clean. Yo, if you drink along with me, if you're a hot sipper, here comes a hot sipper murderer. Put a one in the chat. I want to see who's drinking along, who sings along with JN when we do these coffee breaks. Let's see those ones. How you said perks. That's that kind of perks. um, yeah, I enjoy the idea that there could be people who are just like, we do these and they're like, yo, I'm brewing my coffee too, right? Look at that. Yeah, I like those ones. I'm getting my coffee on. Might be sipping a little something, a little Jack and Ginger or something. But you got something in your hand. You ever go to something and somebody's always trying to check what you're drinking? I don't like drink peer pressure. That's why I never like frat parties. Like, bro, stay out of my cup. Yo, bro, what you drinking? Yo, you gotta catch up. Yo, bro, what you yo, don't pressure me. El Jamal says, no room. Sounds like you need to give it to me. No, he said, no room. Sounds like you need to join me in getting some more shelves. I'm heading out in 2 weeks. Yeah, that's a dangerous precipice. JRD Earl Grey hot. Sleep has been choppy of late, so I needed to limit my caffeine. Well, you know about my caffeines. Shout out to the caffeines. You know who you are, friends and regulars, not decaf of Coffee Break with JN. Well, hello. Oh, well, and I'm thinking about it. Let's do a GLO. Good looking out to my Patreon Patronuses. My Patronuses at the GLO level means I shout them out on Coffee Break with JN and any other public space. You might just see me in a pile of leaves holding up 3x5 cards with your name on it. You never know. I'm an enigma like that. Thank you so much for your support. And if you'd like to get on the train with me, consider becoming a patron. It's so easy. Like my man Ferris Bueller said, it's so choice. All the cool kids are doing it. That's right, no decaf. Clean is her favorite cold brew, Starbucks cold brew with a splash of milk. I love it. Joe is riding with some Alpine cider. Nice. JRD says, Kidlet is here. Says, hi. Hey, Kidlet. Heading back to the doctor tomorrow, so fingers crossed from everyone will be appreciated. Love and light and positive vibrations. Oh, wow. Yo, do you remember the really bad Ferris Bueller's TV show that came on NBC? Because Parker Lewis can't lose, and the brand new burgeoning Fox television lineup of shows, Parker Lewis was killing the game. And somebody at NBC was like, yo, didn't we do this already? No, sir. Nobody's actually done a Ferris Bueller show. Well, can we fix that? And it was whack. But yeah, everybody was about Parker Lewis. Synchronized watches, loved it. Yeah, everybody remembers Parker Lewis. And it's still hard to find that stuff. I have like one like torrented season, and I think how long was that show on? 2 seasons? Yeah, yeah. Kidlet's gonna be great. Yes, only remembers Parker Lewis was all of that, and my man Kubiak wound up being on ER for a long time. Yep, or Corky Nemec. He had a really short dalliance as a white rapper. He had a little bit of street cred too. Yeah, he was a real G. Sip of coffee for Joel, taking that kind of abuse. Yo, you tell Kubiak to come check out Coffee Break. We'll shout him out. Kidlet asks if it's Jamar Fingers from Kirby Hands. I don't know what kind of fingers I draw. I don't even want to think about it. But yeah, I'll give out some off off programmed Kirby hand for Kidlet. Um, but yeah, this is fun, you guys. I don't know where the time goes. I feel like we just we just did a lot of random stuff, and I'm trying to think if I finished my Warner Brothers story. Yeah, so I worked at Warner Brothers for maybe a year. That's a long time in mall time. That's a long time in a mall. So I think when it started to not be fun anymore, I was just like, why am I coming up here? I think I outgrew it really fast. And then like the management was starting to like corporate was changing things, and they were like, hey, you know what? Since everybody would like to make commission at the gallery, we're going to open it to all the sales. I forget what they call this. Oh, we were called the cast because we were supposed. Our, I can't leave before I tell you about the fit at Warner Brothers Studio Store. So our uniform was. Oh man, I wish my boy Stu was here. He could say it real quick. 5 pocket black Levi jeans, black shoes or sneakers, like black Avias were good for your feet. Your black WB crew polo. And if you were a key holder, you got the little stretchy joint to open up the case. They were like, "Yo, everybody, all the crew should be able to make commission. So anybody that comes in the store and wants to sell, you could buy it, you could sell it to them." And I stood up at a meeting and we're like, "That's bullshit." And everybody turned around like, "What?" I was like, "So if everybody is fighting over commission, nobody's getting commission." And the blood drained out of the manager's face. Like, that wasn't really hard to figure out. That's not rocket science. Soon after that, I quit, or I think I got ghosted. I don't even remember how that ended. I just suffice to say I didn't work there much longer. But I did have a giant Batman Forever uh, logo sign that I took, and I remember on the big video wall. This will mark me in time. JRD probably knows this like the back of his hand. "Kiss by a Rose" from by Seal played on that stupid video wall every 5 minutes. Joe's got to check out. All right, brother. I'll see you soon. Yo, facts. I'm gonna tattoo that on my stomach. That's great. All right, you guys. We're gonna start wrapping it up. I had a lot of fun. You know what Sue says. Start to say your goodbyes now, y'all. I still got a lot of coffee left. But yeah, when you walk through the mall, and I would go to the food court, I would go to the comic book store, and I would buy my copy of Savage Dragon. At one point, that's all I read in the comic book store. I got Savage Dragon. I almost got this kid fired because he was like, I was getting back issue GI Joes, and he was like, "Yo, you like GI Joes?" Like, yeah. He was like, "Yo, I got like the whole run. I'll bring him to the parking lot, and you can buy him off me." And then the manager pulled me to the side and like almost banned me from the store. "Hey man, you can't undercut me. Buying stuff off of Ricky, that's like you're cutting my nose off to spite my face." I was like, "Bro, I just want some comic books. You need to talk to your man about that." But anyway. Seal Clooney Batman. That's like what did you guys watch The League? That was my favorite shit for a minute. Where they the one married couple lost a bet and they had to name a kid Chalupa Batman. The League was so good. Oh my god. All right, you guys, let's wrap this up. It was a lot of fun. God willing. Oh, next week is Thanksgiving break. I'm taking the night off. I know it's sad. I'm going to spend time with family. Even though you guys are my family, my caffeines are my family, you know, you put your hand upon my hand. You put your hand upon my hip. Then I dip, you dip, we dip. We'll dip the week after this. El Jamal says, yo, Savage Dragon is where it's at. Sip of coffee to my man Eric Lyson. I just filled some holes in my Savage Dragon collection. Gonna need to recover from group. Oh, from no group. You'll be all right, brother. Eat some turkey. You'll be all right. Thank you so much. I need to recharge the batteries, but I appreciate you guys. Yeah, we'll see everybody in 2 weeks. And if you really need to get at me, you know how to get at me. You know how to get at me. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Night, guys. Night. All right, let's do this. You've been watching Coffee Break with JN with your cult leader, your internet best friend, and Captain Scholastic, Jamar Nicholas. Well, hello. What happened here tonight? Well, you got to hang out with your old buddy Johnny Carson, Kevin Scrapple, if you may. Some people call me Maurice. That's for JRD. And what happened? You got to hang out with me and watch me drink coffee and run my mouth. And now that I'm out of coffee, ah, video over. Happy holidays, guys. See you next time.